recording.
Bruce, how you doing?
Okay. Last week you finished up a fight with someone dead. Um, Continued on into the village of Austin, where you were surrounded by um, a patrol of dwarves, dwarven guards, militia, whatever you want to call them. And after some conversation back and forth, you're taken to meet um, the leader of the town, a much older dwarf named Hadar. Um, Through some conversation there, you're able to convince them that um, no, you weren't just a group of lowly humans. You actually are here on a mission from the clan mother, and that you're here to help. They You're able to convince them that the clan hall does need food, and they agreed to send some back, though it's not nearly as much as the clan hall will need. Um, but every little bit helps. Um, he also, through some interrogation from Hadar's wife, also on the council, you guys were able to find out a few more details about the undead in the area, and able to convince them that um, you were here to help with that as well. Um, at which point they stated they would make arrangements for you to stay at the inn in town, and basically escorted you out. You made your way over to the inn, which is called the Feathered Slab. Um, and Valakad, through some discussions with the barkeep, ended up dropping 50 gold on the bar and buying a round of drinks for the house. And I'm pretty sure that's where we left it. Feel free to disagree if you'd like.
I believe that is where we left it.
Okay, so it's roughly 9:30, 10 o'clock in the evening. Um, you guys are at the tavern. You Valakaz just bought the drink a house, and you guys were told your rooms were already taken care of. You've gotten keys and everything for the rooms and are free to do what you like. Have about 2.5 hours until you would normally um, crash for the night. Not to say that you have to crash at that point, just that's when you normally do it. So
Well, I take my drink and uh, look at the barman and say, uh, "What are you serving tonight?"
we have a number of ales. We have some meads. Um, he kind of looks around. Have a few bottles of frou frou wine. Um,
I was actually thinking more in the terms of a meal.
he kind of looks you up and down and says, kind of shrugs and says, "Should have known." Uh, got boar, rabbit, or venison. You can have that uh, with a side of potatoes or as a stew.
I'd like to get a bowl of venison stew, if that's all right. And how much is that?
I've been told your meals are on the house or on the council.
Okay, well, uh, I guess the rest of my party, they can order what they want. Uh,
But don't let that stop you from tipping generously.
yeah, well, we always try to do that. But I'm thinking, along with that stew, it'd sure be nice if you could have a hunk of bread. And with that, I tossed 2 gold on the counter and say, I'm going to try and sit over there uh, um, over near the fireplace. And when it's ready, just let me know and I'll come get it, or you can bring it out, whatever works for you.
Sure.
And I kind of lean over next to Valakad and I say, well, it's sure nice of them to buy our meals, but uh, somehow I think this barman's going to make out pretty good. Because it didn't cost 50 gold to feed drinks to everybody. And I'm sure he's going to get the difference. But that's okay. If it makes friends, that's kind of what we need.
I figure we're at a loss at the moment
Uh-huh.
because we are who we are, and if it gets us those friends, if it gets us that in, then more power to it.
I agree with you. I'm going to pick the table over there and sit, drink, and eat, see what I can hear.
Okay. Give me a perception check. It's not long. Within 5 minutes of you sitting down, Airmill, a bowl is brought out for you, full of venison stew. There's a half loaf of bread just stuck down in front, on top of it.
All right. And I thank the server.
She just nods. Um, how about the rest of you?
I'll do rabbit and potatoes.
Barkeep nods, and he looks over at Durkar, kind of gives you a curious look up and down before he says, "And for you?" Very hesitant, almost like he's not sure whether or not he should be addressing somebody else about you.
In Dwarvish, I'll say, he's good luck.
Barkeep just kind of nods at you without removing his eyes from Durkar.
Their car is going to continue to look around, just not paying attention to anything or anybody because he doesn't know the language, so he's not even bothering to pay attention. He's just watching everybody for aggressive moves.
Okay.
I'll look over at you and say, what do you want to eat?
Just give me anything with meat in it.
Get him some of that venison stew as well.
Sure thing.
And I'll put 3 gold down and ask for another pint of ale and head to the table.
He'll pour the ale and let you know that food will be out shortly. And again, as you, within 5 minutes of you sitting down, the food comes out. Um, again with a half loaf of bread just sitting on top. Um, and they changed the UI again. Um, there it is. Are you looking for anything specific, Aramil, or just random rumors?
I'm just listening to see what I can hear. What's the talk about, and whether or not we can get any additional information to play into what we're already doing.
Okay. Um, you hear a couple of things. Um, well, the majority of what you hear are conversations about you and your group. Um, everything ranging from outlandish accusations such as you are spies here from the human settlements, and it's just a matter of time before the guards have proof enough to arrest you, to you being secret lovers of what was her name? Uh,
You talking about Halia?
no, Laurentia, um, Hadar's wife, being secret lovers of Laurentia, in town to overthrow Hadar and and um, whisk her away. Suffice it to say, majority of them are not particularly um, putting your party in the kindest of light.
But they had no problem drinking our ale.
Yeah, but you guys are, as far as they know, you guys are mostly human. So give them time. You never know. And you've won over a lot of the clan hall. However, uh, there are two other things you do here. One of them is um, there are 4 soldiers sitting in the corner. They are most definitely too far into their cups. They are talking very loudly, and um, probably speaking of things they shouldn't be speaking of in public. But they're talking about an encounter they had with a group of undead. Um, one of them's kind of bursts loudly and says, and then the bones just stood there. They didn't attack. They didn't do anything until we attacked them. And the ones all covered in flesh still didn't even do anything once we attacked the bones until we attacked them either. So I guess a target practice. And another one of his friends shouts out and says, no, doesn't shout, but talks very loudly and saying, um, doesn't matter if they attack us first or not, they need to be disposed of. And the council needs to find where they're coming from so we can stop it. And then third one of them, um, interrupts the entire conversation by throwing up all over the table. Um, and you do hear one other. You hear the barkeep himself is actually talking to um, looks like a bard who's on a break. Um, and he says, um, "Did you hear over in Corton? Apparently, they've had a bunch of children go missing, and they've had no clues as to where they've gone. I tell you, if my boy went missing, I'd turn this mountain inside and out to find him. I don't know. That's not something I would wish on my worst enemy." And Bard says, "I was headed there um, top of the month. Maybe it'd be better if I avoided it and went on to my next stop. I don't want to get involved in that kind of trouble. When it comes to children missing, sometimes the innocent get blamed." And they kind of um, clink glasses and nod at each other, and they down their drinks, and the bard gets up and heads back to a small stage in the corner where he starts to play some more music. And that's it for eavesdropping.
Well, I finish up my meal and finish my ale. I wait a few more minutes, and nothing else seems to be going on. So I tell Valakad I'm going on to my room, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right. Good night. And I grab my pack and head for the stairs.
Okay. Durkar? Is there anything you're doing, Durkar?
I'm gonna have Valaked order me another round. I want my food.
We'll go up to the counter and order more food. See if we can get a boar steak for the gold lizard over there.
Okay. Um,
I'll put another gold down.
the barkeep just kind of smiles at you um, and nods, and then orders one from the kitchen. He says, "We'll bring it out when it's ready."
Thank you. And I'll give him a wink as I walk away.
You give him a wink, is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. Shortly after, a very large boar steak is delivered. Um, it's probably a good 80 ounces. Um, yeah, very large boar steak.
I'll offer to share if anybody wants to try a bite.
I will reluctantly try a bite.
Reluctantly.
I don't know if I've really seen very many boars.
Oh, okay.
We had boar yet.
I'm sure you've had it before. I mean, salted pork would probably be one of the more common meats that you'd have on your ship, other than seafood.
If not so reluctantly, I will try it.
Um, okay, Valakad, are you gonna do anything other than order food and drinks?
Uh,
I'm sorry, what was that?
that was
Oh, okay.
something so funny that I could do, and I don't want to do it because people have to love me. So I am going to go ahead and let Dirkar know that I'm going to head to bed, and I will see him in the morning.
I'll acknowledge that. I'll just continue to sit down and eat the steak and have a couple more thinkers.
Okay. Um, do you have control of your character sheet, Dirkar?
I can do the rolling and whatnot, but I've asked Sky to do all the manipulations otherwise.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sorry, what saving throw you broke up?
Con.
Constitution.
Did you get the roll?
Yeah, it came through. Okay. You are still conscious after your fourth tankard of dwarven ale. You want to keep drinking?
I think it'll be good.
Okay, after your fourth tankard, you refuse any further um, refills of your cup, and you very drunkenly return or walk up the stairs to your bed for the evening. Give me another Constitution saving throw, Durkar. Okay, the party rests for the evening. When you wake up, Durkar, you're actually feeling pretty good. You don't have the hangover you really expected to.
Nice. I'm liking this app. I'm always better.
Hey, it's morning. What do you guys want to do?
Breakfast.
I'm just going to continue to follow the doors.
Okay. So you guys have the same options for breakfast as you had for dinner.
Okay. Um, I'll go down to the barman and I'll tell him. Yes, I'd take that boar steak and potatoes and a tankard of ale to get myself going today. How's everything going for you?
Who just kind of nods at you and downs the rest of a tankard, pouring the last little bit of onto his face, and then he brings his hand up and kind of scrubs his face. And whatever it is, it's definitely not water. But he kind of wipes his face dry on his sleeve and then looks up at you with bleary eyes and says, "It's morning."
That it is. And I flip another gold onto the bar and say, when you're ready. And head off to sit down.
He nods and pours himself another drink and chugs it down before taking the gold and getting your food ready.
I'm gonna ask him, anything that he signed up yesterday. I think we talked about it the night before, but as far as the plans and where we gotta go right now.
I didn't understand most of that.
I'm just gonna engage in the group and what was something that I'm for.
You seem to have a lot of feedback.
Remember, you got to be louder than the atmosphere sounds around you for the mic to pick you up.
That's your, that's your guys.
Maybe type it.
Well, I will have some venison stew since I had rabbit and boar last night, and a pint of ale.
Okay.
And then I will join. I'll put down another gold and go join Aramel over at the table.
Okay.
Oh, good morning, Valley Kid. How you doing? You sleep well?
Did I sleep well?
Did you take a tincture?
I did.
You slept like the dead. You slept great, just like
I
I.
slept amazing. No walking around, no tossing and turning. Something about these dwarven places that are amazing. They're gonna love us.
Especially the bartenders. They're going to get rich.
Very true.
Okay. Um. Dirkar, you want to try telling us what you were trying to say earlier? Again?
No, I was just gonna inquire from Valley Cats about the conversations they had with the dwarves last night, if any information. And then I'm also going to make a mental note that Valak has been saying they're going to love us quite often in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
Maybe he's just an optimistic fellow.
You still have.
So that was actually Aramel that heard everything last night. But we do
Yeah,
need to
Okay.
discuss heading out to the west and south of town where the undead concentrations were at.
yeah, I think we probably should. You got the rest of our party, or they're along. They're just being quiet and eating.
Yeah.
They're going to go along with us, I hope.
Yeah.
All right. So, mostly what I heard was, uh, well, first, there's still a good bit of resentment that we're here instead of dwarves being here to help. But they'll get used to us. And once they see that we can help, they'll probably change their tune. Of course, some of them never will, but it's the nature of racism. But there was some commentary about the, excuse me, the undead that some of the soldiers were talking about, saying that they didn't seem to be very aggressive. They just didn't do much of anything until you attacked them. But then, from their point of view, you got to kill them anyway. So they just do that. And they did comment that the council needs to figure out where they're coming from and get it stopped. And I believe that's where we come in. Because if we go where the undead are, pretty quick we should figure out which way they're coming from. And if there's an easy way to stop them or if it's going to be more difficult. But that's pretty much all I had to talk about.
I guess the question would be, are we going to go try to find it, or are we going to wait for consent?
Sorry, that was go try to find her or what?
Are we going to wait for the council to make up their mind on if we can go help or not?
Well, last night we talked to the council, Aramel and I, and pretty sure you saw through your pseudo dragon's eyes. That they are perfectly fine with us going and figuring this out for them. Especially since they are certain that they are now certain that Halia did, in fact, send us.
Then what are we waiting for?
Well, I want to finish my breakfast first. Just cool your jets.
I don't think him cooling his jets would be a good thing because he uses it to fry stuff out of his mouth.
That's true. Sorry, poor choice of words. Just be a little patient. Let's go ahead and eat our meal. And then we can begin to go scout it out. And Valagad, you said south and east? Is that what you said?
South and west is what Larentria. Damn it. Wait, what was her name?
Laurentia?
Laurentia.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine. We can certainly do that. That does concern me a little, though, because in going that direction, we're closing the gap on one of the other towns. Are we going to have undead in that town too?
It didn't specify how far out to the west or the south, so my guess from what people were saying at Iron Axe was that it was somewhat close to the town.
Well, I hope it is, and we can certainly uh, try and seek them out and see if we can find any association with particular people or places that might help us to understand where they're coming from. So I guess I'll leave it back to you, Valakad. When you're ready, you tell us and we'll go.
Were you wanting to discuss everything you overheard last night, Aramil, or?
Well, most of the other stuff was some of the dwarves, particularly the drunker ones, uh, were suggesting that we were here to um, take out their council leader and romance his wife, and probably take her out too. And that would suggest they think we're going to take over the town. But I think we can prove that we aren't doing that. Uh, Mostly sounds just like, you know, drunken. Uh, well, not even babbling, but something on that nature. Where they were definitely drunk enough that they were speaking their thoughts before they even thought about what they were saying. But, you know, I don't think we're going to have any trouble with the dwarves. If we do, then the council's going to have to deal with that.
Okay, it's just there was also the thing about the missing children in Corton that.
Oh, yes, that's true. I did neglect to talk about that. Yeah, there's some rumors about children gone missing in Corton. And well, we're going to Corton next, so maybe we can find out. But uh, it might be interesting uh, if the undead here and the missing children in Corton are associated in some way. So I guess time will tell. But, you know, Corton is a fair ways off. It's several days to travel. So I don't think we can focus on that first. I think we got to take care of what's here at Austin and then go there.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I finish slurping up my last drops of stew, I will wait for everybody else and I guess start heading for the door.
All right. Well, I'm finished too, so I'll just grab my gear and follow right behind you. Let's get outside and decide where we're going and how we're going to do this.
As we get to the door, I will look back and wave and wink at the barkeep and thank, kind of not really shout, but loudly thank him in Dwarvish.
As you hit the door, he kind of looks up and um, as you thank him, he just kind of smiles and nods, and then returns to whatever he was doing. Okay, so you leave the feathered slab. Um, you guys headed straight out of town, or
I think so.
okay?
Do we see that head guard on our way out?
Yes, the um, tall blonde guard that you guys met um, yesterday evening as you came into town is actually standing just outside the door with two others. And as you guys exit, they kind of stand up and casually ready themselves. The blonde dwarf kind of looks you and your party over and says, in Dwarvish, he says, "Did all of you enjoy your evening? Sleep well?"
Very much so. Good, sir.
Where can we take you? We're to escort you through town to make sure there's no hurt feelings amongst the townspeople.
Understandable. Think we're gonna head, and we came in from the south, so maybe we'll head to the west. Leave town to the west, and hopefully we'll be back either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. I pipe up and say, um, we're looking for some of these undead. Can you tell us where to find some of them so we can start investigating?
As the three of them are casually escorting you towards the edge of town. Um, I mean, really, it's more like they're just walking with you as opposed to um, guarding you or protecting you. But as he's walking with you towards the edge of town, he points out, I myself have encountered them in 2 locations, but we've heard tell of, or we've had reports of many locations throughout this southwest area of town. Sorry. We've had many reports amongst this area southwest of town. Um, they seem to congregate anywhere from west of town to the road south of town. Um, Usually within it, somewhere about a mile out, between half a mile to a mile out, and they just stand there.
Well, we're hoping to find out the source of where these undead are coming from, and with any luck, put a stop to it. My guess would be that there's somebody who's a necromancer who is probably raising the dead. Maybe, do you have a local cemetery out this way?
He kind of looks at you and gives you a confused look for a moment, and then he looks you up and down, and he just kind of should have known. Dwarves are buried in the mountain. We don't bury them in the dirt. So any undead or any graves you find out here would be others. Um,
Outside of Horton, which is a good ways away, is there any smaller villages of non-dwarf folk around Austin or between here and Horton?
no villages. There's a few farmsteads. Um, um,
But not enough.
Yeah, there's
Not enough to make sense of how many undead you've seen, correct?
no a few farmsteads. A hunter's outpost. Um, about 15 miles west of here. Um, yeah, nothing that should account for all these undead. Um, Unless whoever is raising them is pulling ancient bodies from the earth or from the ground. This whole area has been fought over time and time again between the orc hordes and my own people for millennia. And it's not to say that there are plenty of bodies in these ground in these forests. I just I don't know if they would work for this or not. Magic is not my forte.
Well, really, it's not mine either, but we'll certainly do our best to find the source and put a stop to it. Have you noticed the undead that you and your men have been fighting? Are they mostly dwarven, or are they larger, either elf or human, or even orc or goblin?
When you suggest elf, he kind of gives you an incredulous look and says, and just kind of chuckles and says elf. Um, to be honest, they some seem a little large to be dwarves, but when they don't have flesh on them, it's really difficult to tell you whether or not they're supposed to be a dwarf or a human or whatever. So some look a little large for dwarves, but and some look a little small for dwarves. So and some look like they could be dwarves, but honestly, I have no idea.
A halfling undead. That's funny.
Maybe funny, but are there any halfling settlements around here?
Corton is a halfling settlement.
Okay.
Or just imagining like a halfling or gnome um, necromancer that is just going around finding like only halfling or gnome dead bodies and going, and you're raised, and you're raised, and you're a human. Never mind. And you're raised, and that would be freaky as hell. Like imagine, and obviously the whole undead thing is freaky, but like imagine looking out your farmhouse window and seeing an army of 53 foot tall undead things just waddling towards you. Just be like, what the hell?
Reminds me of the Nomergon runs from WoW.
Yes, exactly.
You get 100 people just all log into new characters on Gnome and create new Gnome characters, and then they go charging off in just this horde of 100 level 1s, just killing everything they can get their hands on. Sorry.
Me too, but it's just yeah. I like a battalion of dwarves might be common. A battalion of halflings is just like what? Especially if they're undead. But anyways, I digress.
I'll have to remember that. Um, as you reach the edge of town, he kind of um, just kind of sticks the butt of his spear on the ground, and just kind of leans nonchalantly against it, and says, "Well, this is where we leave you. Do you have any more questions to ask before you head out?"
I'll look around, and if nobody else has any questions, I will say, "No good, sir. We will see you when we see you," and give him a smile.
Okay, and just kind of nod and um, three of them will kind of glance around and make sure there's no other grumpy civilians nearby before they turn and head back the way they came from. So, you guys were just released from, or just escorted, I should say, to the um, west end or west side of this little town. Um, what do you guys want to do?
I think he said something about most of the undead being about a mile out. So we should keep going about a mile and then
Start to head
just,
south.
hmm?
Go out, like you said, and then start heading south in a circle and see what we can find.
That makes sense. Um, I wonder if they're going to all be as non aggressive as what I heard in the tavern last night. But my guess is they won't be. Certainly the ones that we ran across on the way here weren't exactly non aggressive.
Well, he
That's just
didn't
a regular
attack
point.
us.
Did we fight first, or did we attack them? Did we attack them first, or did they attack us first?
I think we attacked them first.
Yeah, I
So
think
we
you're
can't
right.
confirm or deny if that what they said about non-aggressive is true.
Mm-hmm. Well, them being non aggressive could be to our benefit, but might not be. That could mean that we could find ourselves in among a group of undead without realizing it because they aren't trying to attack us. So, need to be careful.
This isn't my forte, But my thought process is we should probably, even if they're non-aggressive, even if they're just standing there doing nothing, we should probably take care of each of the packs before we find whoever is, you said, raising them, I guess.
Yes, I agree with you.
Because they might get really angry if we attack that person, and then it might be over.
Yes, and I'm not at all in favor of passing any of them, just because I don't want a potentially dangerous enemy behind us as well as in front of us.
Well, that brings up the thing. If they're non-aggressive, is there a way maybe we could corral them and put them in like a little tight group of their own and tie them to a tree or something like that? That way they're out of the way. We don't have to worry about them unless we want to take them out.
I I don't know. I suppose we could try it that way, but then you run into this problem of if you have a large enough group, even if they're not all aggressive, once some of them start, we got to contend with the whole group, not just one or two.
Again, if we can corral, we can remove from the immediate area and put them off a little distance as well. Do they move fast or are they slow moving? So, depends on how far we can pull them apart. Or we just take out group by group and hopefully the rest of them don't realize we're all fighting. One way, if the groups are all together, we start fighting, they all might join in anyhow. So I'd say try to separate little by little.
Well, I guess how we do it's up to Valakad, but my thought is that it's safer for us if we just kill them as we find them. Uh, don't want to be overwhelmed with a large group, but they're getting Valakad. What do you think?
I'm going to shrug my shoulders and go, I've never really dealt with these things, so I really don't know what to think.
Certainly, and neither have I. But it's what we're
Would I
being
have
asked to do.
knowledge of the best way to go against zombies and skellies being a pally?
I'm sorry, knowledge of what now?
Knowledge of how to defeat the individual undead types as a paladin. Would I know that?
Know how to defeat undead? Yeah.
No, I mean the best course of action for like skeletons versus zombies versus race versus that type of this type.
Um,
Or more of just a generalization on what works on undead ish type thing.
I mean, you would definitely know the basics unless, you know, the basics that, every schoolboy knows. Unless you've specifically gone into some sort of training for it.
Okay, I was just checking. Now I'm gonna say that the way we took out that first group. Sorry. If we choose to fight, we can let it filter toward us. little at a groups at a time, and take up these groups like a week, kind of like what we did in that last battle.
Well, it depends on how they're grouped together and the bonds of the different groups, basically.
Are you okay? There was no noises.
So you could try to destroy, a group of, you know, 5, but if, there's a sixth one from that group over in another group, then that sixth one will be alerted, and then it will alert the others, and, they'll all come running, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
That
I
leaves
mean,
me with the better option of separating more than trying to take them out and get overrun that way as well.
if they aren't, if they notice us and don't do anything, we could decide as at that time what we want to do. Right, we could be 3 feet
That
away
would
from.
be the most prudent.
Okay, now you're sounding like a robot.
Ultimately, it's going to be clear from there.
What?
And off game, I just want to, like, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but sometimes I miss what's being said.
I heard something about repeating yourself.
Maybe we should just start uh, a sweep to the west with us spaced apart, and when we find undead, assuming we find undead, we can decide at that point, based on how many there are, what we're going to do about it.
Yeah, let's decide when we get up to there.
So, do we have some sort of a map that we can kind of try and do a sweep through the woods to the west and south?
Um, well, I was planning on doing it theater of the mind, but if you guys want to give me time to actually make a map, I could try to do that.
Were you
Well,
asking like a map or like a map that we're holding?
um, whatever works. I was I was thinking more in terms of uh, just a generic map of the forest, not anything that has to be made, just borrowed from somewhere else. But we could do a theater of the mind if that works. I just at some point we're going to have a battlefield.
We'll deal with that when we get there. But for right now, we'll head that way.
Okay, sounds good. And I'm looking at the way you pointed, and that's where we'll go, or where I'll go.
And I don't know where I'm pointing, but I'm pointing that way.
All right,
Hopefully it's to the west. Hopefully it's the opposite direction of the gate we just came out of.
Okay.
that would make sense.
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
Valakad, since you're the one pointing. And everyone else seems to be just content to follow. Give me just a second here. I just realized my browser's been muted this whole time.
Oops.
Well, it just means we haven't been getting any music, but we still got the voice, which is the important part. In my mind. I mean, I realize music is important to some people, but I think our conversation is more important than the music. Okay. Okay. Um. The party heads out, headed towards the west, or as close to straight west as Valakad can um, deduce
Hey, I know my directions when I'm on the.
when you're on the water. Um, as close to straight west as far as Valakad can deduce, according to what Aramel has taught him or taught them. Um, or rather, what Valakad has picked up from Aramel. Because I don't know if they were actively trying to teach each other things. Um, let's see. Okay, it takes you about 20 minutes or so before you've traveled approximately a mile, at least as far as Valakat can tell. Um, Everyone go ahead and give me a perception check. Oh, incidentally, um, Aramil, earlier you said that magic wasn't your forte. Um, you are literally a wizard. Or planning to be.
Well,
So,
true, but I'm far from proficient at it, and uh,
okay.
I've got a lot to learn.
Yes. But I'm just saying, magic is your forte.
Maybe will be someday. More than anything else right now, I'm a woodsman. And it's probably a good thing because it's obvious from my perception. I don't even know where the hell I am.
Valakat's not doing much better. Neither is Reardon.
I'm having the Celestine versus Claudette dilemma with Reardon's character, apparently.
Yeah. Durkar, you want to throw a perception check out there?
You said
Perception?
perception? I'm
Damn,
pointing
guys.
my lizard.
I don't like the halt leading the lame.
Good thing that dwarf in the back is paying attention.
Right? Okay, as Aramil, I'm sorry, not Aramil, Valakad leads you to this location where they believe, um, you're about a mile out from the city, mile west of the city, or, I'm sorry, town, village. Um, Everyone stops and kind of starts to look around, trying to find any indication of, well, anything. Anything out of the ordinary that might give a clue. And just as you guys are all starting to give each other blank looks, shrugs, and not really sure what the next step should be, Baron just kind of looks at all of you and then points out that um, about 45 feet south of where you're standing, there is a small clearing with a number of undead just standing there. As far as you can tell, there are 5 skeletons and 6 skeletons and 3 zombies. Just standing there.
I suggest that we circle around this clearing and look to see if there are more of these undead in the woods.
I think that's a perfect job for the movies to go speak about.
Didn't understand that.
Yeah, you're breaking up against Durkar.
Perfect job for the world to go speak about.
Perfect job for the ones that go sneak about. Is that what you said?
Yeah, perfect job for the rogues to go sneaking about and find out.
Okay, well, Mr. Rogue, do you want to go get sneaky? Go scout it out?
You talking to Reardon?
I was talking to you.
Me?
Yeah,
Well,
'cause you're Rogue first.
well, that's true. All right, sure.
Rudin will go and help you.
All right. I'll go and gonna draw my short sword just in case. And I'm gonna carefully start to sneak down around the clearing looking for more of these undead in the woods. And before I do that, I'd like to stealth. Just
Well,
might help me.
um, let's see. Well, why don't you describe to me what exactly you're doing, and when you need the stealth, I'll have you roll for it, okay?
Okay, I'm approaching the clearing, but staying back, uh, inside the tree line so that I'm not obvious. And I'm going to carefully walk around this clearing and looking out away from the clearing as I go, and just make maybe a big circle around the clearing, and you know see if there are more, or if it's only the 9.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Okay, on the west edge of this small clearing, you find another 3 zombies.
Okay. And I think I would walk out to the west of those zombies to see if there are more that direction.
Okay, did you say Reardon's going with Sky?
Yeah, you want to stealth from him?
Yes, please. Okay. So the 2 of you find 3 more zombies on the western edge of this clearing. Um, and Aaron, say you continue going west from that 3 that you find.
Yes, I want to see if there are more to the west of this point, or if that's all there are.
Okay. How far are you going to go?
Um, at first, maybe about 50 feet. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and get. As you and Reardon travel out another 50 feet, give me a perception check.
All right.
Reardon,
Well,
too, please.
those checks aren't very good, are they?
They can always be worse.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Neither one of you are seeing any additional undead out in the forest, other than the 12 that you see in the clearing.
All right, then I recommend that we continue to move south as if we're going to make a circuit around the clearing.
Okay. As you head back towards the clearing, give me another stealth check from both of you.
Okay.
You jinxed me.
Huh?
You jinxed me. Or I jinxed myself. I don't know. One of the other.
Maybe we both did, which
Oh,
isn't a double.
jinx!
Isn't that opposite of a jinx? You know, two jinxes cancel each other out, kind of thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Um. Okay, as you head back towards the clearing, um,
Actually, Reardon has Boots of Elvenkind. That would be an 18.
nice. As you head back towards the clearing, um, you loop back around the southern side of it and head back up around it on the east side, coming back up to your party. Um, um, it's taking you about say 15 minutes to do this.
All right.
What do you want to do once you meet back up with your party?
Well, we get back to go to the party. I tell them that in addition to the 9 in the clearing itself, there are 3 more zombies on the west side of the clearing. So it's a total of 12. And there don't appear to be any others in the general area, at least not that we saw. So I don't know how we're going to contain them. I think the only logical thing to do is to kill them. Because we already know that if you're fighting a group, the chances of being bitten are greater. And I don't want to be bitten by these things. So I think it'd be better for everybody concerned just to kill them.
I'm gonna say, you guys get ready. Ready to go. I'm gonna try something. I'm just kind of curious.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk out into the clearing and say loudly, "Hi, my name is Dave. Have you seen my wagon?"
Okay. As you walk out into the clearing and start to speak, all 12 of them turn to look at you. And they stare at you. And that's it.
Well, that answers that.
Are they not walking toward you?
They are standing there staring at Valakad. That's it.
Okay, can we use something like makeshift drum or something? See if they will follow a noise. Maybe we can lead them out like the Pied Piper.
I will hit my shield with my trident in a kind of a beat and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Um. As you strike your shield, all 12 of them drop into a defensive stance. Do you want to keep going?
I'm just gonna hit my shield and just kind of and see if they respond to that.
Okay. All I heard was, you're gonna hit your shield and just kind of.
Oh, gotcha. So let me get closer to my desk.
Okay, so you're gonna continuously strike your shield.
Yeah,
Basically, use it like a drum.
yeah, like boom, 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 boom,
Okay.
boom.
Um.
And I'll try a little jig while I'm doing that.
Okay. The first time you strike your shield, all 12 of them drop into defensive stance. And as you continue to strike it, nothing happens. After 2 or 3 minutes of this, they revert back to a casual stand around formation.
So if you start walking away, they don't follow?
I will walk away. I'll walk into the clearing, or sorry, out of the clearing, back into the trees where y'all are at.
Nope, they don't follow. They watch you, but they don't follow. Looks like Durkar wants to try something. Let's give him a moment to get it typed in. You want to go up to one, try to lead one away by non-aggressively hold it to their back and try to walk you forward.
Like put your hand on their back and help them walk.
Basically, gently push them forward. Okay, I'm gonna have to clarify. How do you touch them with your scimitar? I understand. You're fine. How do you touch them with your scimitar? What part of the scimitar touches them? Actually, that's the double-bladed scimitar, isn't it? Well, actually, as soon as your scimitar touches it, everyone rolls for initiative. Thing is, I have trouble imagining how, without verbal explanation, somebody just coming up to you and trying to push you with the middle of a double-bladed scimitar wouldn't be taken as hostile.
Especially from a big lizard.
Yeah. Which actually doesn't really matter. It's just the you touching them with a weapon thing. And I'm going to say that they are going to take that as hostile. So, everyone roll initiative. Actually, don't roll initiative, not yet.
We have no characters, so.
That's a good point. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Let's see. You guys have Durkar, Aramil, Valakad. Let's give you Reardon. And a Dwarven Cleric. Right? Right. Okay, so I have Reardon and Airmill there and Baron. I have Valakad in the middle of the clearing with Durkar against the enemy.
You have 2 Reardons. You want me to delete the second?
I do?
Down by the tree.
Oh. Oh, you can see this?
I figured this was the one you were going to, so. They're still on the other one, because this was the only one that didn't have a path, so.
Okay, and Durkar, did you try to... Did you try to touch a skeleton or a zombie?
He's a skeleton.
Why are the health pools not showing up right?
Yeah, for me either. I switched screens and then went back and it was good. Or not screens, but switched maps.
Um... Come on. I noticed that a lot of these characters are not healed.
I think it's because we did the undead fight. I just did it for Durkar, but I think it's because we did the undead fight yesterday and then walked into town, and we haven't probably hit our long rest since we had a rest.
No, Roll20's freezing on me. Well, let me get back in. This is annoying. Okay, everyone should be able to roll their initiatives now.
Well, all I have is the original map.
Helps to actually put you on the right map, sorry.
Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt.
Ignore the enemies in the corner, in the upper right corner.
Well, for me, the map's all black, and all I see is names, no icons.
Picky people.
I'm trying to be helpful here, so take this as, as being the most helpful that I can be. Hey, now it's got color.
Okay, so it's... What, 4 of you? Durkar still needs a... initiative. Okay, I'll add one for him. Looks like a 15. Okay. As soon as Durkar touches the... Yeah, you had a long rest before we started. I would have. You did say skeleton, right, Durkar? Skeleton, there it is. Okay. As soon as Durkar touches the skeleton, they all raise their weapons and turn to attack. Looks like Baron gets to react first, though. Baron, Reardon, and Airmill all get to react before the skeletons or zombies.
So it looks like it's about to attack. Like it looks like it got pissed off by Durkar doing something to it.
Yes. You definitely sense hostile intentions.
Where are the other three?
Other three?
Yeah, you said there were 12 zombies and skeletons. And there's only 9 here in this group.
There are 3 more in the bottom southwest of the map.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I see him now. Just don't want him sneaking up behind me.
That's no fun.
But it's safer.
Okay, so Baron, that is you, Sky.
Yep.
Okay. Followed by Reardon, who is also you.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do. Less on Durkar, Aramil, and Reardon.
Thank you.
Don't forget to check those on your character sheets.
Already done.
And Durkar, do you want us to put pictures into Discord for you of the current battle when it's your turn, or can you actually see the map?
I got R20 up about somewhere. I got that guy now. That's how loud it is, so I'm not going to be able to talk.
Okay, did anyone understand that?
Negative.
Sorry, no.
He says he can see the map. Looks like.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be it for Baron, and then Reardon. I would imagine is going to shoot with his longbow because that's what he typically does.
That's...
So we will aim, I guess, down at this skeleton down here.
If you aim at the one next to your car, you get sneak attack.
True. Well, yeah, we'll do it next to our car then.
Um... 16 hits? And that skeleton dies.
And Reardon will pop over to the tree and try and hide.
Okay, give me a hide check just to... You're pretty sure you're hidden. Aramil, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my longbow. Against this guy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure 22 hits.
Yep. Actually, you know what, Reardon, you would have gotten sneak attack anyway, because you would have had advantage because you were stealthed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but that's fine.
So Aramil, you will have advantage and sneak attack as well. Because you're sneaky rogues.
Okay. There you go.
Man, it's getting to be... I can't even challenge you with skeletons anymore, guys. You're too strong.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Anything else?
I'm moving.
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
We should try to hit for less, because I really don't want those pink things.
Pink things?
Yes, from the Lich game, the ones that drain our health and keep it down, and
Oh.
yeah.
I like those.
Okay. I'll move down to there. And I'm not going to bother with stealth at this point. It may bite me, but we'll see.
Okie doke. Let's see. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. Two attacks with zombies against Durkar. Ouch. 1 crit and 1 7.
Hold on. Crit, let's do a...
Guardian emblem.
that guy.
Let's basically just re-roll and take the new roll.
No, it's just straight out a normal hit.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Whole 3 points of bludgeoning damage against you, Durkar.
You need me to mark those for you, or can you do it on there? Sweet.
Okay, see, there's all these. Durkar, it's your turn. Attacking the one south of your token, gotcha. Um, believe it or not, a 9 does hit. Or it looks like 10 damage. That's not blue.
What's up? Oh, that's weird.
Huh. What's with all the extra parentheses on that? That's weird.
Will do.
Fire actually doesn't get doubled on the crit, but that's what, 12? Actually, yeah, I guess technically it would. Okay, that kills him. That kills that one. No, I'm not muted. I assumed so. Can people hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can
I've
hear
been.
you now.
Okay. Okay, so it was Durkar's turn. Assuming he's not trying to move or anything. Skeletons. See, there are 4 of them. I'll have 2 of them attack Durkar, 2 of them attack Velakad. Okay, 17 and 20 both hit Durkar. I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's what, 11 points of damage? But I'm assuming 11 and 9 do not hit Valakad.
Correct.
Okay, then that's it for me. Valakad, your turn.
Yeah. Nope. I'm gonna go that way. Touch Durkar. And then
That's one of
head
those
over there.
ones that ability lets you cast on others.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So you now have Armor of Agassiz on you, Durkar. Gives you 5 temporary hit points, and the next 5 points of damage done to you is done back to the enemy as cold damage. And that it's Baron's turn.
He will. We'll do a Toll of the Dead on the zombie over there.
The fire zombie.
This guy over here.
Okay.
Ouch. Not that 4 is ouch, but ouch for an ability of 0.
Crap. Give me just a second here. Okay, I've got it fixed. Um, let's see. That makes it Riordan's turn. Unless Baron has something else he wants to do.
No, probably not. And Reardon will try and pick off a skeleton. We'll say the first one there.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Yeah, that hits. And again, yeah, that definitely kills it.
And he will pop back behind the tree and try and.
Okay. I believe that makes it Aramil.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try Reardon's trick here. Pop out from behind. And I'm gonna shoot this one.
Okie doke. $17 hits. For 8 damage. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right next to
Oh, that's
Dirk.
right. You do get sneak attack. 16 damage. Okie doke.
All right. And then I'm gonna hop back around here. And just hide there. Suppose I should try a stealth.
That's up to you.
All right.
You guys are both pretty sure you're hidden.
I'm pretty sure it's not too bad a thing.
Keep in mind, I'd say the same thing if you rolled 2.
I know. But that 16 points didn't kill that zombie?
Afraid not.
Okay. Got to be pretty close, though, right? I guess it's the end of my turn.
Okay. If 4 zombie attacks against Durkar.
Like 21 hits.
Yay. Whole 4 points of damage.
And
And it's Durkar's turn.
Whoever hit him for those 4 points of damage also takes 4 points of cold damage.
Oh, I guess I need to figure that out, huh? See, that was the second one?
Yep.
Okie doke. Durkar's turn.
I would imagine Durkar will probably hit the dude south of him.
Okay.
I'm guessing Durkar is not back yet, since he is leaving.
Probably. Twenty
Wow.
hits, 7 does not. So it's 10 points of damage. Okay.
And I would imagine he would stay right there. So,
His skeletons. One's gonna fire at Valakad, the other 2 at Durkar. $17 hits you, Valakad?
yep.
5 points of damage to you. And it's your turn.
I liked this one last time, so we're going to try it again.
Is that Moonbeam?
No, it is Nylox
Snowball.
Snowball Swarm.
Snilox, Snowball, Storm. Swarm. I'll get the right word eventually. Okay. Da da da. Let's see, that is a deck save. Normal roll. DC 14. 15. 14 damage. They take half damage on the save?
Yes.
And no status effect. Looks like they all hit. Or all failed. Okie doke.
That will be it for Valakid. Staying where I am.
And Baron's turn. And then Riordan's turn. So, what's it like playing 3/4 of the party at the moment?
Yeah. Baron will pull the dead. This first zombie up here. Hopefully for 11. Yay!
Okay.
I can semi-control now, so just let me know.
Okay. I hit a zombie to the south of you, with your main and your, or I tried to hit with your main and your offhand. The offhand did not work so well. But we got the main, and that's pretty much all that's happened. I don't know if you heard it or not. Valakad touched you and put a little shimmery cold thing around you that gave you 5 temporary hit points. You got hit for 4 of them, which also damaged the attacker. You have 1 temporary hit point left.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I caught that much. I was able to kind of listen to it, but I wasn't able to further for a little while.
No problem. See, that was Valakad's turn, Baron's turn.
Baron did the Toll the Dead on this guy.
That's right, Riordan.
So we're just gonna pop out and try and get this near skeleton.
That is.
And then go back and try and hide. Step on a twig.
You're pretty sure they know where you are. As you were hiding, they kind of all turned to look at you. Aramil?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna hit this one with the longbow.
You can certainly try. I mean, honestly, it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, you'd roll the same as Rudin. Yeah, that hits, and that kills it.
Well, that's good. Uh, hop back in here again.
Okie doke.
And
Okay, 2 zombies attacking Durkar. Assuming 19 hits Durkar.
Do I have? Yeah, okay, faith. I don't have that on this round.
Didn't hear that.
Don't forget you do have
Sure,
that
the
one.
faith or no?
No, not at the moment.
All right, so you had 19 hits, 1 hit.
Okay, you did have 1 temporary hit point, and that zombie took the 1 point of cold damage. Okay,
So you just take 4 normal off your normal.
yeah. Zombie Durkar, it's your turn.
So what's my current hit points? Because my other sheet isn't reflecting what's on the R20.
There's a zombie to your left and a zombie to your bottom left.
He's asking what his hit points are.
Oh, you are looking at 24 out of 38.
Okay, yeah, my other sheet wasn't dictating that. So, did you say it's my turn?
Yep.
And did you take that 4 points of damage, Durkar?
Yeah, I put it on.
Okay, then go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, I'll hit the lower one. Um, the catty corner away.
Okay.
Or does one look more? Does one look hurt more over the other? Does one look more hurt?
Not really.
Okay, with my dragon assisting me on both hits, they're gonna go to that same one unless he dies from this. No.
Um, that kills it.
All right, so one hit killed one. And then I'll hit the other one with my other hit. Oops, I hit that twice.
That does hit. And that also kills it.
It should be the end of my turn.
Okie doke. Um, the skeletons are both going to shoot at Reardon. And both miss. Valcad.
We will do a we'll try a Sacred Flame again. We'll do a Sacred Flame against that guy there.
Okie doke. Okay. I'm
Or
afraid
no.
it does not hit.
And that will be it for Valken.
Baron and then Reardon.
Baron will come out there. Do a Toll the Dead on the closest skeleton. Necrotic hit.
That hits for 8.
Oh wait, no, that's 8 because that. Yeah, gotcha.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's 8. Okay.
And that will be it for his turn.
Reardon.
I would imagine that Reardon would go and take steady aim at the closest one.
Double check your steady aim. You can use
Oh,
this bonus
gotcha.
action only if you haven't moved.
Okay. Well, in that case, he'll just hit, and then he'll go back and hide.
Okay, so that was against this one.
Yeah.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, no actual sneak attack, but it still kills it.
And then he'll try and hide.
Okay. As far as you know, you're hidden. Airmill.
All right. 1, 2. Well, it looks like there's only one left. So I will fire at that one.
That hits.
11 points of damage.
You're hidden, right?
Yeah, I was hidden.
With a 10.
Hmm?
Technically, yeah. You were hidden. Even with a 10.
Okay. So
Um,
like a sneak attack?
yeah.
So it's 22 points of damage and it kills him.
It does. And that actually kills all of them.
Well, that's good too.
And we're done.
All right.
I would just like to say I apologize for initiating that. I guess we now know just
We now know what? We now know what?
I think we now know that they don't like being poked, whether with blades or with handles.
Ah. That's accurate. Um, not to touch them. Gotcha. Okay, so how about we go ahead and leave it there with you guys finishing up the combat in the clearing. If you guys would like, you can do a couple other things, but it's about that time, unfortunately.
I think it turned out to be a fairly good effort, even if it hasn't gotten the undead problem solved. At least we have an indication of where to look next.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that stuff next week. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.